Passing through your home time. Wait, did I just see a truck disappear then or something? Where's Jeff? Where's my man? Jeff! The problem you have with Steam is the Xbox is $20 for a game and €60 in Europe. Yakumo, you can't. This is the thing as well. The reasons the grey market sprung up in the first place was because games can't be sold for the same price around the world. In fact, nothing can really. In different countries, people have different spending power, and obviously, and currency fluctuations come into it as well. So you can't just sell something for the same price all around the world. It doesn't work that way. And so what these grey market people would do is they would buy keys, like from Russia, where they were cheaper, and then they'd sell them into America where they're worth more. And so they tried to stop that by region encoding things, which never works. And taxes might play a part as well. I don't know, Squirrel fan. What would stop a grey market? You can't stop a grey market. It's just not possible. You just can't. It's like saying, how can we stop the drug trade? You can't. All you can do is fight it endlessly. EJ TaylorMade, thank you for 3 years. Polar Bear, welcome back. I can't, Mrs. Frosty, I'm streaming. Shirky, thank you for your sub. Welcome to the net house, Shirky. I did indeed break. Yep, I've put the G27 on the shelf as part of my my channel's history. I actually think the feedback in this is better. There's no doubt about that. It's more precise and stronger. But that's not the reason I retired it. I retired it because it was going to break at some point. And also I wanted to get the new Almar, and I didn't want to put the new Almar onto the G27 shifter. I wanted to put it onto the TH8A shifter. So that's why I ended up changing my setup, and that's why I ended up making the video. The market wouldn't exist without the buyer. Absolutely. There's always a buyer, though. Are you doing more car mechanic sim? No. Well, I have a Fanatec setup air brake, but I only use it for racing. I don't use it for trucking. Our customer expects delivery. Stop sticking to speed limits and get there quickly. F1 2018 is now £19 on Games Planet. Thing is, it's the end of the season, isn't it, Jeff? You enjoyed the Thief Simulator, we'll be doing more. I was going to play some of it yesterday, but I kind of got stuck in Stormworks. But I would like to play it more. I mean, it's a kind of a... it's a fun game, but obviously it has its limit. It's not realistic or anything, but it is kind of fun. I think they've got another one out called Treasure Hunter Simulator, which just looks like, to me, it just feels like that gold digging one. Just feels like that, like just a weird grind for grinding's sake. Like, go here, click on this thing, dig up the floor. Okay, you've just got this item, yay! Now go here and click on the floor and dig up this item, yay! Just, like the concept of the game, like with Thief Sim, you've got some kind of concept behind it where it... What's this guy doing? You've got a concept behind it which is fun in a way, yeah. A bit of stealth, nipping into somebody's house, robbing some stuff, you know. Okay, there's nothing funny about being a thief in real life, but in a sim, it can be entertaining. But the idea of just going around digging up a hole and getting an item and going, yay, doesn't really appeal to me. And calling it Treasure Hunter Sim. Yeah, it's another stay away game, I know. Sea of Thieves, yeah, they're not finding a new update, aren't they? Jules, you need fining. Thank you, Jules. Yeah, exactly, you can smash the toilet. What thief would not smash the toilet? The missions in that game are stupid. Like, go to this house and smash their toilet. What? What kind of thief am I? Why do they keep dropping the speed limit to 60 down here? What's going on? Mr. Rescue, here's one from me too. Thank you for the bits, Rescue. You probably better wait until to see the truck in the daytime, but I will show you the truck. You're amazed that games like Thief Sim are allowed to exist. Why? Okay, so it's alright to have a game where you can shoot people in the face with a shotgun, but you can't have a game where people break into a house. Where do you draw the line on this? You know, it's pretty difficult to draw the line on what censorship you would like. I would rather let the marketplace decide. Two-third and one from me three. Thank you, two-third. Wait, where are we going here? Oh, round the back though, okay. You're more of a revolver guy, lol. Am I in a rush? I've already been told I'm late. I don't think I need fuel, do I? I've got massive fuel tanks. But apparently I do need fuel. That's so weird. Oh, I've only got one 700 litre fuel tank. We'll get fuel on the way out then. No, Jessica, you and your family must have a great Christmas. Stormworks tomorrow. Don't stream tomorrow, bro. Do YouTube stuff. Which game you've played has made you rage the most? Oh, there was one... I can't remember the name of it now. There was one that was on the PlayStation 2? And it had the most annoying camera controls. It was like a third-person game where you had to like crawl or walk over the ledges and balance, and it had the worst camera controls. And you would literally fail, not because the challenge was hard, just because the camera controls made it very difficult for you to make it possible. It was just, it frustrated me so much. I can't stand games that like try to get you to do something, and it's not the fact that it's difficult, it's the fact that they make it difficult because of the stupid controls. It wasn't Mirror's Edge or Prince of Persia. It was it has a series. I'm trying to think what it was now. played it with my friend years ago. I think it was on the PlayStation 2. It might have been the 3. Oh, it was frustrating. It really was. No, God of War 1, I like God of War. God of War was great. It could have been one of the early Mass Effects. It might have been one of them. It was around that time. Ever played Getting Over It? I think I've seen somebody stream that. You still have nightmares over mice in my car? What? We need to get a fun trailer if possible. Motor oil? Blimey. I don't think I've seen that trailer before. Getting over it still gives you anxiety. What do you have to do in getting over it? These are really boring trailers, aren't they? I want to keep heading west, I think. Austria. Oh, we could go down there, actually. With some cars. Have you ever been to Liverpool Airport in real life? The very first flying lesson I ever had was at Liverpool Airport. You have to climb rocks with terrible controls. Oh, God. That literally sounds like something that would make me Alt F4. I can take mice in my car. I can take buzzing flies all day long. You know, the physics in. I can take all that. But the moment you give me frustrating controls, that's when I'm like, I'm done. Is ETS2 better than ATS? It's just a matter of opinion. It's the same engine underneath. Same gameplay underneath. It's just a different map and different truck, so how can you say one's better than the other? Where's that fuel station? Oh, there it is. We're going past it. Come on. It's fine. There's an Easter egg in Just Cause 4 where you can play Getting Over It. Really? ETS 1? Why would I go back to ETS 1? I don't really see any benefit in doing that. Fallout 76. The problem with Fallout 76, Revolver, is like it's just a port from console to PC, isn't it? And like, you can always tell. I didn't have much of a hard time with the clunky controls of the first Mass Effect game, but I also got it a few years later on PC. Guess it was more of a pain on console. I can't remember if it was that one, Slane, but yeah. Ma, with 48 months! Looking good, so Paul. The bird suits you well. Hope all is well on the home front. I've been gone almost a month, so I've missed a lot. Hope you've been well, Ma. Thank you for 4 years of support, sir. And LIPD, welcome back. MCAM, welcome back. The Getaway on PS2 was great. Don't think I played that. I don't play PUBG, no. I was watching Sacriel play earlier, though. I was in his chat for a while I was getting ready. And he was on the test server, and it was on like a winter map, which looked quite nice. Thing is, I looked at the Steam reviews on PUBG, and there were mixed reviews. And I thought that's interesting. So I was reading through loads of comments, and there were like lots of pros and cons to the game. A lot of them were around netcode issues and like stuff I didn't expect. I thought they'd have had that completely nailed. Oh, I see, Euro 6, right. PUBG has its issues. I find that amazing. Why is a game that's so massively popular buggy? They've got so much money. Can't they afford devs to sort it out? Isn't PUBG the same meme as Fortnite, Tommy? Nah. Fortnite, nah. Just no way. No way would I play that game. Just nah. It's a building game, it's not a shooting game. Third person only as well, don't think so. Same as Tarkov netcode. The problem with Tarkov, Kit T, is, you know, you can't have a game that's so brutal as Tarkov and not have good netcode. That's just crazy. You know, the price of death is high in those games, particularly in Tarkov. You can't have bad netcode. Like Kendi, PUBG Winter Map is only on PC test servers right now, but it'll be on PC fully by Christmas and on consoles by January. Yeah, I mean, even when Sakura was playing it, like, he got shot by somebody who was either hacking or glitching. He got shot by a guy who was underground, like, literally under the map. Shot all of his squad and then shot him. Is that really? You know, it could just be a bug in the new map. But yeah, people, you know, these online multiplayer games are just full of hackers. It's just horrible. Like, all of them are just plagued by hackers. Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be more hackers on CSGO now. Just because it became free. That sign is very close to the road. They're released on the test servers this week. It's test server for a reason. Also, PUBG banned over 2 million hackers since release. Well, I mean, it's admirable that they're doing that, but if people are still complaining that it's full of hackers, then it's, you know, 2 million could be like 20% of what they need to do. So just having a big number by itself doesn't mean anything. If it's not most of the hackers, then it's a problem. But yeah, except that's why I said it could just be a test map problem. Alright, let's show you the truck while it's almost daylight. That should be in the mod spreadsheet. Get it from the Arveco dealer. It does have issues. The steering wheel's not adjustable. The dash is not active apart from the 2 dials, and you can see that how bad the resolution is. And the biggest one is the wiper blades, which do that and don't actually wash the rain. So it does have issues, this mod. Max K, thank you for 2 months. Paul, I've loved every minute of your streams and YouTube vids. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. What do you think of the truck driver game coming on console? I believe I have it on Steam still. I don't know if you remember or not, Scania Rider. I don't know if he was here. But I think it was around about March or April this year. At the end of one of the Sunday night truckings, I quickly fired up Truck Driver. Does anybody remember this? I fired up Truck Driver for about 10 or 15 minutes and showed you just how bad it was. That was the last time I played it. I don't know if it's come a long way since then or whether it's still bad. I just don't know. Oh no, not Scania Truck Driving Sim. It's called Truck Driver. Oh, that was on the road. No, that was on the road. That's quite right, actually. That was on the road. Different game. No, Scania Truck Driving Sim's a good game. I kind of feel, though, that they're jumping on the wagon of people on console want a truck sim, so we're going to make one. Truck Driver is on Steam now and looks like ETS 1. Sure, make a new game in 2018 and make it look like ETS 1. Good times. Has it released yet? Is it a release game on Steam, or is it like early access? Or is it not on that? Flatbeat, 62 months, thank you. It's not released yet. I thought they'd sent me a key for that. Now hang on, you've got me wondering now. Let me just check my Steam library. I thought I had Truck Driver, but I could be wrong. No, I don't have Truck Driver. Truck Driver coming soon. Sodesco. Honestly, 1 second. I thought they'd sent me a key for this. Truck Driver. When was this? October. Truck Driver closed beta testing is ending. Leave your feedback here. Truck Driver gameplay. It looks like they invited me to the Truck Driver closed beta, and I didn't take them up on the offer. That's what it looks like. Oh, it's reset. I mean, Truck Driver closed beta is basically like they sent me an email and said, Here's our Truck Driver closed beta. You can't publish any content on it. So in other words, what that translates into is quite simply... No, let me get this right. They sent me an email that said, you're welcome to join our Truck Driver closed beta, but you can't make any videos or streams on it. And also, we'd love to hear your feedback in this form. So that translates quite simply to this. You're a simulation guy. We would like you to test it, but you can't publish any stuff on it, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Right. Yeah, I'll pass. I'll pass on that, thanks. Please give us your feedback equals please test and let us know what you'd love in this game so that we can do it, and we'd like all of that for free. Okay? That's what we'd like. That's what that is. So hence I didn't bother. Tom Sunday is playing Freight Tycoon. Stalker. replied back and sent an invoice. Honestly though, Compat, right? Here's the thing. People like that, or companies like that, don't... Like, if I sent them an invoice, or, you know, even jokingly, they'd be shocked. Because they genuinely don't even consider that, you know, my time is worth something. They genuinely don't even consider that. Even though I do it for a living, they don't consider that this guy's time is worth something. Or this guy promoting this is worth something. They don't see it that way. They would be shocked. Hemmel's route advisor, Ashley. To me, is this external camera really dark? Wait, what? How can you see my headlights? You're behind me. What the heck? You're like 100 yards behind me and you got me for headlight use. Entrapment much? I've got my side lights on though. Unbelievable. It's like 1 in the afternoon. No, hang on, what time is it? 6 in the morning in the game. And I've got my side lights on. And a cop car 100 meters behind my truck gets me for not using my headlights. Okay. Seems legit. But on the outside, it's darker than on the inside. Look. It's like the tinting is in the wrong place. The window tint is in the wrong place. It's bizarre. We're not in Norway, Chris. Super Hoops, welcome back. It's like an anti-tint. This is why people end up turning off fines in the game, because of stuff like that. That truck has a notorious lightbox issue. Reminds me of those old Russian Kamaz mods. Could be. Can you actually change the tint in the console? That would be really handy. If I could raise the tinting in the console to compensate for the truck. Storm Chaser Mark, the worst thing about the fines is when you create a new profile in this game and you start playing it and you're being paid something like, you know, 1,800 euros for a journey, and then you get fined on a traffic light for 600, and like literally your profit just goes out the door. Tint on a mod, oh well. To me, you should be able to adjust like almost all the settings via the console. That's the point. And a mod, you know, a mod should be able to change parameters, but your console should be able to do anything, I think. That's how I'd want it. Like, if you've ever tried CSGO, one of the good things it has is an amazing console. You can do almost anything in the console. Set up the game, set up the server, just, it's crazy. It should be like that. Thanks, the King. It's a little bit better now, it's, you know, outside. Looks more like the inside now, weirdly. It is MPR. I think ATS insurance is, like, completely OP. If you have a look at Tourist Bus Sim, it has some interesting kind of thoughts on that, like the insurance side of things. You know, you can get insurance and it lasts for so long, and you can choose different policies which cover you for different amounts. Like, it should be more like that. You know, it should be a case of, it's your choice what risk you want to take. You've got the hard economy mod static. Eesh, no thanks. Is that a cop car that fined me? I reckon it is. I don't play CSGO. Come on, bro. Why are they all sitting back for so long these days? Blimey. I bet you're global elite. I don't play. I used to play CSGO like when it was on 1.5 or something like that. You're talking 10, 12 years ago maybe? Maybe more. That was the only time I played it. Any plans to go back to Bust them? They seem to have some plans to expand it. Do they? It's almost like they released that game and then that was that.
What's up, Jack?
What's up, Jack? LIPD, have you played Train Sim World since the Long Island Road expansion came out? No. I got somewhat bored with the model, if I'm honest with you. The Train Sim World model just seems to be like they still haven't delivered on the MP functionality. They just choose to release the engine and then go, here's some DLC which adds a section of route and some couple of trains. Here's another disconnected piece of route which adds a couple of... It's like bump, bump, bump. Still no mod support, still no multiplayer. Bump, 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 bump. Rinse, repeat DLC. I can't be bothered with it. Until they change like that aspect of it and open it up to mods, I'm not going to bother with it for a while. I'm just going to leave it. Flefasilfa, I think that's how we say your name. Welcome to the Nerd House. Thank you for your sub. No, I agree, LOI now, and I've kind of had enough of it now. I'm not supporting that. Hey, Sven. Yeah, but the Train Sim World experience is like sandbox, isn't it? That's what it is. It's sandbox. You can't go online with it. You can't mod it. All you can do is jump into a pre-built route, like a scenario, which has a lot of track on it, and then drive to a schedule. Like, the original Train Sim was more exciting in that regard. You know, it had all these different scenarios you could play with all these, like, events that would happen. And they didn't, like... They could have improved that. And they didn't. They just took it all away. It's just weird. Until it just distilled down to, effectively, drive to this schedule. It's not even sandbox, you can't do anything. Well, that's true. That's very true. It's almost like Train Sim's drying up. That's because nobody's, like, delivered a good one. Train Sim World was hopefully going to be that. Then you had Trains with a Z. That was also a disappointment for everybody. You've got Run 8, which is, like, more technical and serious, but completely lacks in the graphics and usability department. So you just can't find, like, the proper Train Sim anymore. Come on, get out of the way. Squeeze me? That was a bit random. I paid the toll, but I wasn't free. I don't understand those tailgates, Jonathan, like, honestly. The way they implement toll gates is like, here's a barrier that you can see, but until the barrier is in the perfect up position, there's an invisible wall in front of you that you can't see. Why? Why not just put a bounding box around the barrier and lift the bounding box up, so if I judge it, I can go underneath the barrier? Why put an invisible wall there? It's not like I'm going to break the map if I drive through. I don't understand the implementation. What are they trying to stop? It's almost like they can't have moving bounding boxes. That's what it feels like. Even though every vehicle on the road is a moving bounding box. That's what it is. It has a box around it that I can hit. Remember the days when the barriers came back down early? South African. I think that happened on my Baobab trailer video, if I remember. I went through one of the tolls, and I think the barrier came down and just completely flipped the truck. Yeah, I have Jazzycat mods. Yeah, he's updated them. He's updated most of the ETS ones to work 133 now. No, there's no destruction in this game. There's no defamation of anything in this game. Favourite deathmatch mod was Jailbreak for Quake 2. Never tried it. That's alright. That's what I'm waiting for, Doverkin. I'm waiting for the Frosty mod for 133. I can't believe it's December and nobody's updated the Frosty mod. What would you like SCS to implement in the game? Mod scripting. Make more of the game available through a scripting and then give us the mods to do it. That would be great. Isn't that what identity is, the gaming Brit? Kappa. Roadrunner, thank you for 5 months. You want to be even more awesome than Frosty, a season mod that actually changes the environment based on time in the game. It changes what? What, you mean your computer's time then? So it tracks your computer's date and then adapts the environment that way? Things you don't always want that, do you? I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but what you would need in the game then is the ability to say, I want it to be January or I want it to be July. So I could set the month I want to drive in, and then it would adapt the weather and the sunrise and sunset times and the temperature and that kind of thing. Exactly like Flight Sim, Chris. Exactly that. Because it just works. You can either go set system time, or you can say set this time. But yeah, the game as it stands is built in the middle of June, so you always get like really long sunny days. Which is fine. But imagine a simulation game where you can make a simulation game where you can then use to make a simulation game and so on. That would get boring very quickly. Too early for Frosty Mod. You're 2 weeks away from Christmas. I don't think so. No, it doesn't work on 133 Dovahkiin. Well, again, ED, that depends where you live. You get more rain in the UK in different parts. Like, if you go to the Lake District, you're going to get a lot more rain there than if you come down to Essex. So it's not just like, you can't just tag the country and say, oh, it rains a lot. It doesn't. That's like saying it rains a lot in the US. Like, well, it depends where you live in the US. Go to northwest Scotland. It rains a lot. These lights are way too bright for this truck. A bit too fast. How are you doing, sir? 51 months. I've pressed the purple button 51 times and it keeps coming back. I like the beard. Thank you very much, Bit Too Fast. Hope you're well. Blimey, this terrain looks like ATS. Yeah, we're on Bromwoods. Do you know the dash doesn't even light up in this? It's terrible. Put the lights on and the dash doesn't even... Oh yeah, it does very, very, very slightly. Look at that. Oh, this looks unstable. Two-third, all this talk of frost, can we stop for ice cream? Yes, please.
Welcome back, Mata.
The game needs more back roads. The problem is, at a scale of 1 to 20, it's very hard to do back roads. Uh-oh, we're turning. Apple Lisa, blimey, that's old. The God 40, walking back. Do you still have the settings what you had in the video? Yep, we're running 0. I have no plans to Revolver. I don't think there's any Sherlock games that I particularly want to play. Don't know, MPO. Soon, I guess. You're starting your HTV training tomorrow, Hara. Nice. Do the physics settings change how you play? Yeah, they really do. You can't go barreling it round corners like a sports car. East of Zadar is where we are. Yes, can go awesome. I will at some point continue it. You set your suspension to 0, found the option in the config. Yeah, it's sometimes in there. Depends if you've set it in the console. Some people in the comments section were saying the setting's not in the file. It's like, well, just add it. What was your very first computer? I reckon chat knows the answer to that. That sat-nav is really dark. Correct, the ZX Spectrum. No, I never liked the ZX80 or 81. Even at a young age, I looked at that and I was like, nah. 60 euros? Blimey. It's the keyboard on a ZX80 and 81 was just awful. I had a CPC 464 later on, and then after that I had a CPC 6128, and after that I had an Atari ST 512. And then after that I went on to PC and had PCs ever since. Then I got into building PCs. Then I got into building my own Linux installations with Gentoo.